Hello. Welcome to Collision in the beautiful city of Toronto. My name is Phil Mataras, founder and CEO of Permanent Data Solutions, and I'll be your host for this morning's content. And I'm honored for this opportunity to start the day by taking you all on my journey of unleashing the power of permanent data and building a lasting digital legacy. So innovation is at the heart of this conference. It's the dynamic force that propels us to new frontiers, igniting our creative passion to engineer the extraordinary. But I didn't just wake up one morning with the courage to build something innovative. Growing up in New Jersey, my teenage years were marked by black metal bands, video games like Counter-Strike, and all kinds of online communities. I'm actually the guy at the top there. I spent a lot of time building things like PCs, scrappy websites, my own music compositions, and just like for many of us, the incredible power of the internet became the glue that brought all of these things together for me. As I transitioned into adulthood, I took the computer scientist path at the University of Delaware and began a career in the world of enterprise IT, with this dream of one day helping revolutionize the way technology facilitates collaboration and grows businesses. As I progressed in my career, I found myself closer to this dream, starting as a consultant, then moving on to an administrator, an engineer, an architect, and finally ending up as an engineering manager. Along the way, I was lucky enough to work on so many projects with a wide range of cool technologies at various scales. But I was losing touch with the creativity that drew me towards technology in the first place. The dream of creating something of my own made me want more. So in my search to expand my technological horizons, in 2017, I started to observe how enterprises like Microsoft were interested in this new platform called Ethereum. I'm just curious, anyone in the audience heard of Ethereum before? Would anyone consider yourself like an expert in Ethereum or Web3? Anyone? Okay, well, maybe like some of you, Ethereum and its premise of a world computer really activated me. So I put my architect hat on, dug into the history, technology, and the community. A couple months later, after countless hours of research and trips to the local computer store, I was officially participating in my first decentralized network. Hooray! Part of this so-called world computer, and echoing the joy and excitement of my early years online. It was an awesome experience and brought me down this rabbit hole of consensus mechanisms, tokens, distributed systems, and of course, a few crypto scams and lots of blockchains with zero utility. But through all of that noise, in early 2018, I found a new innovative network dedicated to long-term data archiving. It had an intriguing new way to look at cloud storage that instantly captivated my attention. Pay once, store forever. Now that was different. You mean I don't have to pay a monthly subscription to store my digital stuff? And it can't be deleted or censored by anyone? And it's all open source, built with existing web technology and surrounded by a global community? Well, sign me up. And this was so exciting for me because throughout my personal life and career, I'd begun to see the erosion of the internet that I grew up with. As I went back to my old blogs and websites, I noticed more and more 404 not found errors. Web companies were coming and going, and so was the data uploaded to them. For example, in 2019, a failed server migration at MySpace caused the deletion of over 50 million songs that were only uploaded through their platform between 2003 and 2015. I was also starting to become inundated with so many different bills from the various cloud services subscriptions, many of which I wasn't even using. I was also, on top of that, these services were frequently getting hacked, resulting in my personal information getting leaked. Even major elections were starting to become tampered with online through disinformation spreading, social engineering, and other forms of manipulating the web's algorithms. So I quickly realized the potential for Arweave's unstoppable and sustainable data storage solution and how it could help fix the internet. So let me take a minute to just explain how it works. Arweave is a public blockchain built for storing any kind of content, like files, unstructured data, or even apps for incredibly long periods of time with no subscriptions. Every piece of information on it is securely timestamped and tamper-proof, providing verifiability and maintaining a clear record of data provenance. Its ledger is stored unencrypted and spread around the world, powered by an open source, ownerless protocol that doesn't require any permission to run, which enables the widest achievable access. But how do you store something on it? Well, to successfully upload a file and include its transaction in a block on Arweave, users are required to spend a transaction fee in the form of AR tokens. Unlike traditional blockchain systems, this transaction fee is not entirely transferred directly to the miner. Instead, a significant portion of the fee goes to what we call a storage endowment. For miners to receive these fees, they must store new data and race to prove that they still have access to old data. The more information they store, the better their chance for a reward. This mining algorithm is considered one of the greenest in the space, especially compared to other power-hungry proof-of-work blockchains. So, if we put together the apps and the data that are stored on Arweave, we get what we call the permaweb. It's a tamper-proof web that is composable and censorship-resistant. Like the traditional web, it works over HTTP across modern web browsers and performs like you would expect a modern web app to perform. And it's all programmed with popular languages and frameworks like HTML, JavaScript, React, among many others. Now, every piece of data that's on the permaweb has immutable metadata underpinning it, like its file hash, ownership information, or even licensing information. This metadata can be verified, connected, and organized in a smarter and more efficient manner over very long periods of time. This creates a web of knowledge that doesn't erode, where machines can not only read web pages, but understand the relationships between different pieces of information, opening up possibilities for advanced search capabilities, automated reasoning, and smarter AIs that can make sense of this growing and complex data. Now, the freedom to store data in this network is governed by one consideration, that no other participant should be forced by the network to store something they do not wish to perpetuate. By allowing free choice of what to replicate, the network ensures that participants can maintain compliance with their moral and legal responsibilities without imposing their positions on others. However, network-wide content removal is possible. It must be performed by each individual network participant because there is no centralized moderator. So, we have this permanent decentralized web called the permaweb, and it's built on top of a collectively owned hard drive that never forgets called Arweave, unlocking this whole new innovation space. What would you build on it? What would you or your business store on it? What are your most important docs, files, photos, videos, or other digital memories that you want to keep and pass down forever? Or maybe the social posts, blogs, websites, or even web apps that you wish you could still access. Asking myself these basic questions stirred my original creative passions for technology, and the possibilities really seemed endless. So in the summer of 2020, I left my career with one simple mission in mind: to get permanent storage into the hands of everyone. And we started that with our Drive, an app that lets you upload, download, and share your public or private files on Arweave without any subscriptions. Our platform is private, secure, and has user rights in mind. And it starts with your identity. We take your privacy very seriously, so we collect as little information as possible and never share that with any third parties. This information is not an asset to us, and we don't treat it as that. When you come into our Drive, you bring your identity and you own it. Nobody can change it or take it away, as all of your uploads are digitally signed by you. Furthermore, your private R Drive files are secured with end-to-end encryption, ensuring nobody, not even our team, has access to them. Only you can share them when you want to. And we created R Drive for everyone, including builders. On top of an intuitive web and native mobile app, we have a flexible command line interface for power users, along with a robust SDK for developers, both available on NPM today. Combined, they provide a versatile platform to address many diverse needs and use cases. It's open source, so anybody can view, study, and modify it, which empowers our users with greater visibility and control over their data, while fostering a more inclusive and user-centric ecosystem. But our Drive really isn't just a Dropbox app. It's so much more powerful than that. And that's because our Drive turns this decentralized hard drive into a file system by tagging your transactions like files, folders, and drives, making them easy to visualize and organize. These files can be endlessly ported, composed, and remixed by different apps and interfaces, preventing vendor lock-in and giving our users the flexibility to adapt and migrate their data and workflows seamlessly to anywhere else. Want to publish your website or app onto the permaweb? ArDrive makes that really easy. In just a few clicks, you can turn your built assets into a permaweb app. The ArDrive web app itself is even hosted on the permaweb, granting our users even more rights, since they can choose which app version to use, knowing that the team can never change them or take them down. And yes, even the ArDrive mobile app is permanently archived. And sure, we used ArDrive to post ArDrive to the permaweb without any uploading hassles, and all for less than 15 cents. But in my journey, I've also had to face the evolving challenges and opportunities that can come at you when you're pioneering innovative technology. And while we started with ArDrive, we didn't just stop there. Over the past 3 years, we have grown to become one of the largest software and infrastructure providers within the Arweave ecosystem. And we're working on many exciting projects to bring permanence to the masses, like AR.io, a decentralized Arweave gateway network, or the Arweave name system, the resilient domain name system for the permaweb, to even offering software as a service for small, medium to large enterprises looking to read, index, and write data on the network. In other words, permanent storage really can be in the hands of everyone with our expanding product lines. So Arweave turned 5 years old this month, and the importance of data preservation has only increased, and I'm blown away by some of the impacts that our platforms has had. NFTs, digital collectibles, digital artifacts, whatever you want to call them, are a natural fit for Arweave. Some of the biggest names in the space are using permanent storage to make sure their data behind their tokens is tamper-proof, fault-tolerant, and paid for. This doesn't just include digitized paintings or profile pictures or 8-bit toads, but even other Web3 applications like social networks, video games, streaming platforms, database systems, and so much more. Arweave's censorship-resistant impact has also been remarkable, supporting significant initiatives like archiving journals for the Hong Kong Free Press, to even aiding Ukrainians in documenting the ongoing crisis, even amidst data server attacks. These contributions have even gained recognition from the US Senate, acknowledging Arweave as a leading pro-social use of blockchain. But what about AI use cases? Well, imagine permanently storing your training data sets. While the largest multi-terabyte data sets might be a little too costly to host right now, the smaller, fine-tuning data sets would be great for the permaweb without breaking the bank. They can then be deduplicated, mixed and matched, eliminating the need to continually make copies. Devs are guaranteed that these data sets cannot be changed and won't have to worry about GitHub or Hugging Face to continually host them. Now, as this immutable collection of the world's knowledge also increases in size and age, that too could become an important source of training for the base models as well. Now, when I look back at the teenage Phil Mataras who was blasting black metal and poning noobs in Counter-Strike, I never thought that this incredible thing called the internet would evolve into such a powerful tool for connecting and archiving the world. The opportunity that this presents to preserve history and bring permanence to the masses has been an incredible thing to be a part of. I invite you all out to try ArDrive today. It's free, and let us know what you think.